Hi everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood hanger hobbit here, and welcome aboard the Vapid P-66 Vanguard. A subscriber request by On Off. This is a rank 1 battle rating 2.0 for the new Chinese Air Force. And it took me a while as I was editing this footage to try to figure out, why don't I like this plane? I mean, it's got the same guns that you would get on something like the Hawk, and I really love the Hawks. And the climb rate's not hot, but neither is the climb rate on the Hurricanes, and I like the Hurricanes. So what is it about this plane that just rubs me the wrong way? Well, as I analyzed the footage, I figured it out, and it's something that most of us don't think about. Let's talk about energy retention, boys and girls. In a nutshell, this don't have any. I mean, none. I have pulled this thing out of a friggin' dive at over 500 kilometers an hour and had I-153s run me down. I'm not kidding. Good Lord, I haven't seen anything that bleeds speed like this in years. I don't know why either. This thing's got a twin Wasp. That's the same motor that's in the Boomerang and the Hawk. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Key 10. I'm really sorry. I don't know why they put you in here, but I'll try to make it quick. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Sorry if the sound does occasionally get glitchy, because I still ain't quite figured out what the heck's causing that. I'm tried a couple of fixes that hopefully will fix the problem, but I won't know until I record some more videos. But as I was saying, this plane, zero energy retention. And I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's the airframe? I mean, there's a reason why you remember Consolidated and Republic, and nobody goes, yeah, my favorite aircraft in World War II was the Vultee aircraft. Let's just say, looking up about this freaking company, they didn't have the greatest reputations when it comes to building birds. In fact, most of them ended up getting dumped in places like China and Burma and stuff just because the Americans didn't want anything to do with them. And after flying this, I honestly can't blame them. I really can't. I mean, look at this. I'll just barely tip up that nose, and look at how much speed I've already bled. Now you can build up some good speed in a dive. Problem is, eventually you do have to pull out. Now pay close attention to those I-153s down there. As you can see, I have got a pretty good friggin' head up on them. And not only are they able to easily pop up here and friggin' smack me around, but look as I turn. Look at how bad this thing just starts to wallow and bleed. Put it down into a dive. And that's another thing that you find with this. The guns. Unlike planes like the Hawk, where they keep the guns nice and tight and close, they've got them spread way out on the wings and on the freaking cowling. Now look at this. I've got it with my nose pointed down. Yeah, I bled so much speed pulling out of a dive that I can just be run down by 153s. So this is what you end up having to do in this plane. Just freaking charge in there, take head-ons from everything you can, and get as many kills before you shot down. Because that's the main problem with this. Oh, hello, C-21. Gave each other a fire. Yeah, I know his fire's not going to go out. Yep, he's toast. Well, mine went out. Fat lot of good it did. There we go. Got 3 kills. Not that it's going to do me a friggin' lot of good, because my entire team was farmers. All I've got left is frickin' one I-15 that's farming, and the other 2 frickin' bombers that are both farming, of course. At this tier, when you're facing things like I-153s, I-15s, the CW-21, which I am going to do a video on. Good Lord. Joseph 2000, you know how you hate the HE-100? Guess what? There's going to be something you hate even worse. Good Lord, that thing smacks HE-100s around like they were freaking geeks and steals their lunch monies. Good Lord, the demon is a freaking demon. Well, there went my motor. I was hoping I could limp it back, but yeah, this thing takes damage worse than a Key 43. Well, I did my best, but sadly with this thing, it's not good enough. Now, as I get ready for this next match, let me tell you a little bit about this bird. It was originally ordered by Sweden, but then the United States blocked its delivery in 41 and decided to keep it for a trainer, and then went, yeah, no, we don't even really want it as a trainer. So they ended up trying to send them to China. They were supposed to originally get 120 of them, but as few of them as 79 actually finally made it to China. And how'd they do in the Chinese Air Force? They ended up getting used as ground targets by the Japanese. Yeah, most of them ended up getting strafed out on the ground. That should tell you something about this thing. They said it was completely outclassed by the Key 43, the Key 44, and the second they got their hands on the P-43 and the P-40s, yeah, no, this thing was not in those class. Not a freaking chance. So, yeah, this thing didn't do much of nothing in the war. I just can't figure out the energy retention thing, though. Because looking at the stats for this thing, yeah, it is about 1,300 pounds heavier than the P-36 Hawk. But anybody who's flown a Thunderbolt knows that weight can actually be a good thing, especially when you're coming out of a dive, because you get that forward momentum. Not this. I don't know why. I don't know what Volti did to this poor thing. But no, Thunderbolt, this ain't. So what do you do when you got a plane that just don't seem to cut the mustard? A good old-fashioned Terminator match. Yep. I'm going to charge in there and just go after everything that gets in front of these guns. If I live, I live. If I die, I die. Especially now that the friggin' Chinese CBT is going, because take a look. Half the enemy team is freaking CW-21s, and oh, good Lord, that thing's so much better than this. Oh. Gaijin, you really need to work on your balance. I mean, good Lord. CW-21s against friggin' gladiators, that's not very balanced. That is so not very balanced. Oh, look at that. None of my team's even close to climbing up. Yep. Oh well. I'm just going to go down here and grab as many snacks as humanly possible. Oh, and my team's dropping like flies. Let's see what's first. Oh, hello, Mr. Breda. How are you doing? I decided to try stealths on this thing, see if that would work a little better. Spoiler alert, it don't. It really don't. You can see them hitting. They're hitting all right, but these guns are so spread apart. Oh, finally. Guarantee you that was a 50. The 30s on this thing, they're poop. Oh, hello, Mr. Gladiator. How are you doing? Oh, couldn't get that nose down. This thing gets crazy heavy. Oh, hello, Mr. Pea Shooter. Oh, I took a chunk off of that wing. Bet that had to hurt. And of course my team are all rushing to go after the one I damaged, but hey, if it doesn't burn. Oh, thank you. I do appreciate that. But you know my rule, if it doesn't burn, they get a turn, so oh well. Oh, hello, Mr. I-15. Oh. Just could not quite get this thing over. Man, this thing gets so freaking sluggish. Yep, there went that pea shooter. Ah. And look at this, just a simple little 180 flip. Oh, more than half my speed gone. Oh, that hurts. Oh man, does that hurt. Now I'm just going to speed things up here because I try to catch up to them, but you know what? It's just not going to happen. I'll throw a few bursts that way, but nope. Not going to catch nothing. And with this only having the 30s left, yeah, I ain't going to be doing much of nothing anyway. If you'll look at the plane up close, you'll see the 30s are way spread out on the wing. So even though I have a 400 meter convergence, trying to get them to do much of squat, just not easy. Not easy at all. At least this thing does land easy, I'll give it that. It's pretty gentle. I miss the old days. You remember when all the MGs were good? I miss that. Gonna go ahead and switch the belts because, yeah, I wasn't impressed with the stealths. But honestly, on this thing, I'm not really impressed with any of them. And I don't get why this one gets the pre-war belts, but the Demon gets the good belts. How does that make any sense? They're both from the same time period. Gaijin logic. I will never understand Gaijin logic. Oh, poor Mr. B-18. One plane can't catch him, as that poor little gladiator's been chasing him all across the map. Poor little guy. I wish I could just let him catch it, but there ain't no way. I bet you that poor thing ain't even spaded. Poor little guy. Oh, I know how you feel there, Mr. Gladiator. Only reason I'm able to catch him is because he's heading my direction. But this is the last guy, and I'm sorry, Mr. Bolo, but you gots to go. You come here now. Oh, there's a crit. Just a little more. Come on. Thank you. Good Lord. See what I mean about the wing spread? Even with me sitting behind him, I was either hitting with my 50s or hitting with my 30s. Trying to get all of them to hit at the same time. No. It's just not going to happen. Well, let's see how we did, boys and girls. Come on, count her down. 3 kills, 2 assists, second place in this thing. I'll take it. I will take it. Yeah, about what I'd figured it'd pay. Not really impressed. As you can see, this was spaded. What do I think about this bird? I'm sorry on off, but man, you need to skip this sucker. Go straight from the Demon to the P40 and just let this thing sit in the hangar just like the Chinese did. Its energy retention is terrible. It bleeds like a stuck pig in the turns, and it can't climb for squat. So I'd say, nah, just skip it. Well, be sure to like and share, and I hope to see you up there in the clouds. Have a good one, y'all.